It's just different.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't Corona, they trying to clone ya. What happens to the little girl that went missing from her home? Her own daddy keep touching her. Daddy, leave me alone. I ain't got the answers. Trying to get justice for George Floyd. And if Bill Gates got the cure, make sure he got one for cancer. We screaming stop the violence, but who we asking? The killer the same color as the one in the casket. I'm no preacher, spitting hard facts like bleachers. Make America great again. It's only for the rich leeches. Where's Felicia? I guess black reparations went to new prisons and new police substations. For black justice, they be debating. We gotta wake up, but I'm going back to back. I'm on one. Cold cases still hot in the hood, cause the nigga that did it, he still home, son. I'm an old rapper, but got a new balance. Rest in peace to all the young fallen soldiers. Didn't get a chance to show the world their talents. I'm so focused, trying to save the nation. Seeing the road ahead like a full focus. You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what
It's
I've
like
seen.
this. It's like that.
Live your
It's
life,
like
not
this.
mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
This. It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what
It's
I've
like
seen.
this.
Yeah. Live
Yeah.
your
It's
life,
like
not
that.
mine.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Life is a bitch and death is a motherfucker. You can't trust a mother, cause people be motherfuckers. They stab you in your back and they smile up in your face. They do whatever it takes to have another place. The population polluted and robbing and shooting. Their mental state be diluted. They owe them all that they booted. Now how you only 17 and you looking 35. It's a wonderful time in this life to realize you better get your shit together. Stop wasting your time, cause time waits for no one. No person, place, or no thing. Yeah, it go fast, motherfucker. It go fast,
You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what
It's
I
like
seen.
this. It's like that.
Live your
It's
life,
like
not
this.
mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I
It's
mean.
like this. It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what
It's
I've
like
seen.
this.
Live
Yeah,
your
it's
life,
like
not
that.
mine.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't
like
know.
that.
You don't know. We don't know.
Yo. Happy Thursday to ya. You already know what it is, man. It's your host with the most, man. Focus Field of Focus Radio. And we do this thing, man, each and every Thursday right here on Beltway Radio and beyond. You already know what it is, man. 301-761-1040 is the call-in number. And I am Focus Field, that's PHOCUZ. PHI, and that's 2 L's. You can feel free to follow me on the gram at Field Focus, on Facebook at Focus Field, and that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm on the X formerly known as Twitter anymore, but those 2 sites you can definitely follow me. You can always just Google me, PHOCUZ Radio, Beltway Radio and Beyond.com if you want to see what we're doing here in the studio. And it's December. It's getting cold outside. So make sure, man, when you go out there, man, you strap up. It's definitely cold, definitely windy. And just seems like, man, Thanksgiving just came and went. Everything just happened so quick. It was like Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving. It was like, man, the next day, Christmas trees was going up, and I seen Christmas ornaments, and everybody was running to the Black Friday sales and specials, and it was like we ain't even had no time to really, celebrate Thanksgiving. But
And Mariah Carey was singing her heart out.
oh, Mariah Carey was singing where?
No, they always play her song.
Oh, you talking? Oh, yeah. This laugh for Christmas. Yeah. Mariah. Actually, she makes some real good. She's one of the ones that makes real good Christmas CDs. Her, Tony Braxton, Boys to Men. My favorite has always been and will be for life is Silent Night by the Temptations, man. One of my best. So we'll be hearing a lot of Christmas carols and a lot of money being spent and all that good stuff, man. So like I say, man, just be safe, be sound, and be vigilant, be aware out there, man. We are at the end of the year, close to 2025. And like I said, man, things just seem like time just goes so quick, man, and so fast. So whatever you got to do it not now, but you got to do it right now because time waits for no one, man. 2025. I don't think I would ever thought this far along, like growing up, like I was in the 80s, in the 90s, then, the early 2000s. Now it's 2025. Can you believe it? And I remember, I never will forget, man, when we were waiting for 2020 to come in, man. It was like one of the biggest things, man, ever. It was like a life or death situation with some people because we had all these rumors and all these high expectations for technology. And when 2020 comes, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, flying cars, this, that. And now we're in 2025. Things stay the same, but they change, in other words. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you do, man. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Phocuz Radio, man, each and every Thursday. Won't be here, man. This location, I'm gonna miss it. It's starting to do something to me, man, already from all the things that we had on the wall and things like that. But once again, man, nothing really stays the same. You got to do some different things, and we gotta keep it moving, man. But I want to thank Brian, man, my engineer, definitely my man Chip, the whole Beltway Radio and Beyond family. 420, man, all the shows that's on the network. Also, man, shout out to Rip Radio. Before it was Beltway Radio, it was Rip Radio and it was Rip Radio, and then it turned to Beltway Radio and Beyond, man. So I just want to thank you all for the opportunity, man, and giving me a chance to keep on doing my thing on the radio. Wow. I hate that I had to do this, man, but we got to do it. You know what I mean? And I think I just read 179 homicide victims in DC this year alone. I think the number was like 272, but total homicides out of that number, correct me if I'm wrong, with 179. And it's just crazy, man, how we get to the end of the year, we have to do all these calculations and all these averages and all these numbers, not only about money and this and that, but deaths, and I would hate to see the number across the world, but here alone, man, right here, just in DC, and I didn't say DMV, if you're listening to what I'm saying right here in DC, 179 people. And as I always say, around this time of the year, like I said, for Thanksgiving, it's going to be so many chairs empty. It's going to be so many homes empty at these Christmas celebrations, man, coming up for the holidays when you get together with your family. And the thing that is troubling me, man, the most, I just read a story where we had a 18-year-old to shoot 18-year-old to lose his life at that Denny's right there, man, on Blanesburg Road in Northeast. And it was a guy that was sitting in there, a customer, and he said he heard a lot of commotion with the younger people. He said he seen the younger people running out of the restaurant. He said that after that, he just smelled gunfire. After that, we had the police come, and this guy lost his life, man, outside of the Denny's, man, right there on Blanesburg Road. 18 years old. They do have pictures of the suspect running away from the Denny's, man. And it's just sad, like it's just so sad, these stories, man, for these younger people. And the thing about it is, man, just valuing life. You dig what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about just being able just to make it to the studio. You feel what I'm saying? Just to make it to the studio. And I'm traveling metro for right now and catching my lifts and my empires and all that, man, and just praying that God wraps his arms around me, man, in safety. And just dealing with people, man. Just dealing with people, period, for me to just get where I gotta go and just make it home. I don't know what transpired, man, with these youngins within this restroom, but an 18-year-old lost his life. So it sounds like maybe he was shot and maybe ran out of the Denny's, and maybe they tried to save this young fella, man. But unfortunately, he died. And for me to be the age that I am, man, and getting a chance to talk to these older people, especially these OGs, man, that, just coming home from doing 30, 40, even 50 years, and how grateful they are, man, just to be able to get out of prison and try to talk to these young people, man. Like their whole life was just prison, whether it been murder, back in the day, a lot of bank robberies, whether it been drugs, fraud, scams, whatever the crime may have been, and how gracious these guys are in their 60s to be released from prison and being able just to speak to the youth like, brothers, sisters, you don't want to go there, man. I commend these guys that's coming home and turning their lives around. You know what I mean? Not everybody is doing it, but we have a large percentage that are doing that, but I don't think these youngest, man, just think pants go at all. We just got a bunch of airheads, man, just running around. And as my grandmother used to say, uncouth. You know what I mean? Airheads, man, running around. We got babies raising babies. We got parents, but ain't parenting at the end of the day. For these young people, man, to get this ammunition like they have, man, within these cities, these inner cities, man, because that's where they at. And for them to commit these heinous acts, because that's just heinous, man. It's a tragedy for this young guy to lose his life, man, at a restaurant. But if you notice, a lot of these young people are gathering at spots where you never would have thought you would have seen 10, 15, 20 youngins at all these different locations, and it's a lot of hanging out. So I go back to, is it not a lot of programs for these youngins? Is a lot of them just dropping out of school, just having nowhere to go, just not being taught. That the deciphering of the good and the bad. Don't go this way. You may want to go this way because this may happen if you go this way. And if you are talking to them, is it sinking in? I really don't believe it is, man. I really don't believe it is. And nothing gets to me more than when I'm reading the story 15, 16, 17, 18, and that's it. Rarely these days you get in your 20s and you hear about these young people losing their lives, but it's been 15, 16, 17, 18. Before you become an adult, as we say, before you reach the limit age to pretty much do anything, you're losing your life. And it's just sad, man. I want to go, wow, damn. It's just sad, man. I try to block a lot of shit out. And I try to, I guess you can call me naive. I'm not naive by a long shot, but I guess I am, because this shit is like, what? What happened? So it's just unbelievable, man, but it's real. We got to report these stories, man. The news is only going to give it to you one time. Focus Radio is going to keep banging it and keep putting it in your head, keep making you think. It's all about thinking. And every action doesn't need a reaction. And I think we have to learn that. And I think that's something that the younger people just don't have, they just act off of instinct and what makes them cool and what makes them, oh, I'm a G, I'm a gangster, I'm this, I'm that, I ain't no punk, I ain't soft, nigga, I kill you. And then it happens. So we are, I don't know where we are headed to. We say the president, we say the mayor, we say this person, we say that person, instead of pointing these fingers at ourselves. The thing is being held accountable for our actions, man. And I want everybody to go into 2025 telling themselves, I'm going to hold myself accountable for my actions. And that's the thing about it, and people just period, not only younger people, but just people don't want to be held accountable for their actions these days, man. And if you wrong, admit you wrong and correct it and move forward. It's all about moving forward, man. I know the year has started off and they were saying that the numbers was down with homicides. This is how fast time goes, right? And they were saying that the numbers were down in DC as far as with the homicides. This is the first year that we've been under 25 to 30% with homicides and this, that. What the fuck happened? And we gotta have some type of love in our hearts, take them to church, take them to the cemetery, like show them this shit. What is it going to take to show them that this shit is real? The robberies that's going on. It was a carjacking that happened the other day with some youngins, and these people actually were able to fight them off. They ran off, still turned around and shot the lady in the arm. No regards, man. No regards at all. And I say, lock them up forever, ever. Yes, ever. We gotta start making some real good examples. We gotta start making good examples out here, people. We gotta also be good examples for these younger people, man. So every time I see them, I try to talk to them. If they're gonna listen, and it's always another way to solve problems, man. And I just want everybody just to go into this new year, man, as we end 2024 with just think before we speak. The tongue is a hell of a thing also. This right here is really words. A lot of this shit stems from little small bullshit that we can walk away from, or shit that we didn't have to say, or we say things that we can't come back from or take back. So all these are some practices, man, and I want my audience to go into going into 2025, man. Let's just think. Let's just think before we react. Let's think about what we're going to say before we just say it. I know it's hard at the heat of the moment sometimes, but I just think that those are some things, man, that we need to work on, man. So rest in paradise to that young fella, and prayers go out. I know it's always folks send their condolences. My thing has always been, I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your family's strength. Because death is a slow process. Whether it may be a person, whether it may be a person that's dying, like you, or the person that has to deal with the death, and that's the family and the friends and the extended family. So I want to go to this next story. And this happened Saturday night once again. Argument. Jasper's right there in Largo. Advocate, activist of gun violence, just a great person, man, for the youth. Lost his life at Jasper's Saturday night. Argument happened inside. The guy goes and gets the gun, comes back. and kills this guy. I think I got a picture of him, Cornelius McDonald, 31 years old, man. Shot outside of the Jaspers. And praying for DJ Rico. This is his cousin. Y'all can see it right quick. Yeah, if you can look this guy's name up too, and all the work and everything that he's done. Violence interrupter. Like I say, man, stop the fucking violence, man. But yeah, so prayers going up for once again DJ Dirty Rico and his family. Like I say, this is his cousin. And the thing about it, this is why I say no regards for life. And the guy that did this was an older guy in his 30s. This young fella right here was 31. And this guy actually shot this guy, killed this guy, right? Got on his phone, recorded himself, talking about ain't no nigga gonna play with me. Yeah, I'm gonna show him that. I'm gonna be on kill mode. Yeah, nigga, you is on kill mode. And not in a good way. And showed him running away from the scene on his phone, screaming that, oh, I gotta get away. I'm trying to get away. And it's just sad, man, that we have people out here. Hopefully, this guy was diagnosed with something mentally. I'm sure he knew what he was doing. Trust me. Definitely premeditated. It gotta be something else. There's gotta be some more loose screws up top to do that type shit. Once again, no regards for life. You don't think about, damn sure wasn't thinking about Cornelius for what you did, his family. You don't give a about the community at all. Do you love yourself? And at the same time, like I just spoke, this guy, Cornelius, was trying to defuse the situation. That's why I say, as far as before every action don't need a reaction. So whatever the disagreement may have been, this guy Cornelius, being the man, hey, look, man, let's go ahead with that, man. Let's squash this. Ain't for whatever it was. I don't know exactly. It'll all come out. It will all come out. But that's what I'm saying, man. We don't stop to think. It's like we just don't care. And this is another sad case at a good establishment, a great happy hour spot, a great area that they have built up over the years. And if you guys aren't, for all the people that's not familiar, it's the old BET soundstage. That was BET soundstage back in the day, and they turned it into Jazzmas. And that place, man, that whole area, ever since the Magic Johnson Theater, they built that whole area over there. It's a new hospital. It's been, the Woodmore across the street, a nice area for us when we want to kind of get out of the hood, go somewhere else, good drinks, good food, have a good time. We had these idiots that just don't care about themselves, don't care about people, don't care about nothing. Nothing at all. And has taken this guy's life. Took his life. I know DJ Dirty Rico, I seen him the next day. He was out. When I seen him on his live, and the next day, man, and that was that Sunday morning. He was out there and was just saying, somebody knows something. That's another thing, man. People don't want to talk, people don't want to, as they say, snitch. I think the new thing is I'm standing on my toes. It's cold till it happened to one of their peoples. Then they, and what I tell people, I've learned a long time ago. My mother used to say, PJ, when you think nobody sees you, somebody sees you. Somebody's always watching. Remember that. So when you looking around, you don't see nothing, and you being sneaky, somebody seeing you. God seeing you. Always somebody seeing you. And let me tell you something. All that standing on toes and the code and this, that. Soon as they throw that money out there, because you know PG County gonna do it. Soon as they say 25 stacks, Christmas time too. Oh, that's your ass. Trust and believe. So we got some of the world's dumbest criminals, you know. And I think the family had asked to take that video down. I was looking for it. I actually had someone to show it to me, and they was like, "You didn't see the video when he was running away and after he killed the dude and he shot him?" And I said, "Nah, I ain't see that." I said, "He did what?" "Nah, he didn't do that." "Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did." So that'll be another family hurt, loss of a family member. And from the sound of things, he's a great guy. I haven't heard too much anything bad about him. I've read the comments on Kilmo, been on his page and everything. I mean, you know, just great things, man, about this person. Anyone that wants to diffuse a situation, it's like, this ain't for us, man. Why? Let's just stop this, right? Boom. Think about it. And it was crazy is his brother also was murdered a few years back. And his mom has lost two sons due to senseless gun violence. How do you even deal with that? How do you even deal with that? It's different when somebody passes away, maybe sick, something like that, where we expect it. But just to get that phone call a few hours later to say that your loved one has been found murdered. And the same call she got, she was explaining a few years ago about her other son. So we have to realize, man, the people that we are hurting, families that we are hurting. And another thing, with all the young people that are losing their lives, what are we going to do for the future? I know we keep populating every day. Babies are born. But what are we going to do as far as the black race? Where are we going and what are we doing? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know what more to do. We just keep locking them up, putting them in jail. We just keep dying. You know, it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on that we aren't paying attention to, that we really need to be paying attention to. First, it was Trump. Now we got off that. We'll see what's the next hot topic for us. But like I say, man, I just want us to go into a community. I just want us to be held accountable for what we are doing. We can't blame it on this person. We need to be held accountable within ourselves and within our own communities, man. I ask that going into this new year once again. Take me to my next story, man. And like I say, I don't only do DMV, this is my home base, of course, but it's a man in Florida. They called him Bambi. He was on a run for 3.5 years. And what he did was lured his baby mother, which was his girlfriend, to a cemetery. Lured her to a cemetery. She's holding the infant. They have the other kids in the back seat, and he shoots her several times in the face. Now this happened in 2021. He had been on the run, like I say, for maybe 3 years. They finally caught up with him in New Mexico, brought his ass back here to Florida. His name is Benjamin Williams. They called him Bambi. And of course, first degree murder, second degree murder, everything. I think they got it with. Oh, okay, all right. Kidnapping, everything, all the above. Uh, so also be careful with that too. You don't know a person till you know a person, but always, man, be careful with who you're letting within your circle. Try to vet these folks, man, much as they can, much as you can. A background on them, not saying that she knew that was going to happen, but I'm just saying, let's be. We see these stories, we see these shows, you hear Focus Radio. Let's be more aware, man, if we can, who we let in our circle also within 2025, man. Careful we laying down having these babies with, man. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, y'all, rest in paradise, man, to that family. And bye bye, Bambi. See ya. Anyway, on to our next. You already know what it is, man. Focus Radio. Call in number 301-761-1040 is the call in number. You already know it's based around the murdered and missing. That's what we do here, man. We report these stories of the ones that have lost their life, especially through senseless gun violence. And we also shed light on missing persons cases based out of DC and all over. So what I have now is a guest in the building. She goes by the name of Pebbles, and she has actually started her own nonprofit foundation, Lost and Traffic, Missing, Lost and Traffic. Is her organization, and the thing I like about Pebbles is, man, that she's all over. It's not just one spot, one location. She's all over the globe and all over the world, shedding light on these cases. So I wanted to bring her in today to give us some background on herself and why she chose to do what she does in the missing community, and just to give us a little bit more insight on her organization. So I want to bring Miss Pebbles in.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. And I appreciate what you do for the community out in DC as well, on the East Coast. So thank you again. A little bit about myself. I was born in Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
I am a proud 80s baby, and I am so very proud to be from Gary, Indiana, lived in Gary, Indiana, and other places nearby for numerous years. I went on in my late 20s. I was 27 when I decided to pursue my first degree. At an age that a lot of people would just kind of give up on life, I decided to venture into a different direction. And so after earning my journalism degree from Roosevelt University and communications degree at DePaul University, I was feeling really lost, just trying to figure out, okay, I have the credentials, I've accumulated the skills, we have the titles, but just didn't know what I wanted to do exactly in terms of journalism. And after I lost my cousin, his name is Robert Johnson. We call him Bob, and he was tragically killed while walking his girlfriend to her vehicle on the west side of Chicago. It was almost as if a light bulb went off, and I walked into my purpose in terms of just, I believe, the Lord above showing me exactly what he purposed me to do with the education and everything that I had worked hard to learn.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. You said on the west side of Chicago that happened. And when did this happen?
This happened more than 2 years ago.
Oh.
And you can look up his name. It's Robert Johnson.
I'm always still praying for you and also praying for your family strength. I just mentioned that death is definitely a slow process and can really never get over that. So definitely praying for your strength. And you seem like a strong person. I can tell. Let me ask you, how did you get into missing people, traffic? And we have missing people, and we have those that are trafficked, right? And I tell my
Yes.
kids all the time, this is on so many different levels. Can you just give my audience the difference between, well, missing can also be traffic, but the difference between missing, lost, traffic.
Okay, so a missing person could be a person that is just simply lost. They could be lost in numerous ways. A lot of missing people get lost because they go on some we call it a drug spree, and so there's an addiction, and they're at the height of their addiction. It's uncontrolled, and a lot of those people we don't, families don't tell us all their business. They end up going missing. People can go missing due to mental health issues that they have. They go missing due to health issues, due to car accidents, things that they can't control. It's not necessarily, for the most part, a situation whereas a person has played a role into someone going missing. It is involuntary. So you have your involuntary missing person due to some incident that has come about, or foul play. Then you have your person who is missing due to being lured, whether they were lured by a pimp or a group of individuals. They could be lured by their drug of choice. That happens all the time. Lured through money promises. Hey, if you just do this, if you just go this one place with me, you just run this play with me, whatever play that the pimp wants them to run, I got you. And so they can be kind of trapped, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's by one person or a group of individuals. So in terms of the difference between, I hope I explained that well.
Yeah.
Just missing persons and trafficking persons or trafficked persons.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a case of each one that you may know, that you have researched and followed, of a person that has been trafficked and maybe trying to return home?
Yes, there was a young girl. I'll never forget this moment. And this moment is what really kind of confirmed that this is what I should be doing. She went missing. She went missing out of Marietta, Georgia. That was about 3 years ago. And so her family had been pleading for help. And I decided to host I call it a 50 state live alert, where I ask individuals from states all over the country to share this live. And I tell them, look, I need y'all to let me know where you're sharing from. So she went missing from school. And it was the new Black Panther Party at this time. It was a chapter that reached out to me for self-defense. So other people have helped me with finding trafficked individuals. And they said, look, respectfully, we just need the mother's information. I gave them her parents' information, and I would say it was about 48 hours later, maybe less than, I'm getting news that they actually went in, and this is on my behalf, on hearing the pleas for help, doing this live stream, set up their own operation that was isolated from the police, rescued her, and took a picture surrounding her. This is the new Black Panther Party for self-defense to show we got her, did their own thing, and she is doing extremely well. So she has her own platforms. I don't want to mention her name. She's doing extremely well today. Absolutely. That's one case. And she was being taken advantage of, and she had been lured into a situation.
Wow. Now, what about Pebbles? What I want to ask, this happens a lot here in DC. We have those that may run away for a weekend, run away for a few days, and come back home, and then run away again. I always say that with those particular teens that do that it has to be, we have to get to the grassroots of the problem with maybe more programs or more counseling, or someone that they can really run to and talk to find out why they constantly run away from home. I had a young female on my show. Actually happened 3 times. I shared her flyer. And I heard, oh, she's come back home. Oh, she's ran away again. The last time I heard that she was pregnant by an older gentleman. I guess maybe he was an adult. What I'm thinking, I don't know her situation now, but that happens also. You know, like it's on so many different levels. Those that go missing that don't come back home, those that go missing and they return or may leave for whatever reason. So what can we do when we find a person that's missing? How should we go about approaching their situation, you know, finding out why they went missing or ran away, whatever it may be?
Okay, I'm going to speak on the perspective of a journalist, as I'm not always out there in the street making contact with teens that go missing. I feel that they should be empowered to know that there's a middle person that they can talk to. And so I found out about a lifeline, a teenage lifeline, whereas if they are experiencing abuse and maybe they don't want to tell Pebbles all their business, they don't want to tell you, they don't want to, you know, there's this person that they can speak to, and they don't know about that there's hotlines, and that person can kind of play a mediator, if that makes sense, play the role of being a mediator between the teen that keeps running away, the teen that doesn't want to go home, and, you know, parents. And if need be, they're mandated reporters. So without the parents' consent, if they were to tell this organization, I can send you the information later at a later time. Okay. That, hey, I'm experiencing abuse and this is why I don't want to go home. One thing about this organization, Lifeline organization, they will provide the teenagers support that they need while they try to figure out a safe place for them to be, right? While they're sorting out, well, what do we do at this point? Now that we know this is the reason, it's not like I just don't want to wash dishes. I'm afraid and I don't want to go home because I'm tired of being beaten or I'm tired of being, you know, essayed, so to speak. So I try to talk to the teens when they reach out. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they really do. They'll reach out to me. They'll send a message through Messenger and they'll say, look, you don't understand what I'm going through. And I will, you know, I'm have kind of limited on how far I can go in conversations, but I will show them, look, I understand and I care about you, you know, and I want to make sure that you're safe. If I need to reach out to the police on your behalf, if you're saying, look, I got a legitimate reason why I'm just not going home, then, you know, I will do that for you, right? Any message that you want me to relate to your parents, they sent me messages. This is what I want you to tell my mom. This is what I want you, you know, and I have done that and it's actually helped. Yeah.
Let me ask you, Pebbles, how do you feel when someone goes missing? Being a journalist, being an advocate and a activist, how do you feel? And I'm not speaking on circumstances. I'm just saying, hearing about a person going missing.
Well, I feel what most people should feel is that I feel this sense of helplessness. That's how I generally feel when anyone goes missing. That I couldn't help them, and I want to figure out how I can help them.
Yeah, me too. I think with me, I get something in my gut. It's just like a nervous, scary feeling. I know you heard. Have you heard Relisha Rudd?
No. Oh, yes, I have actually. Miss Rudd went missing years ago. If we're talking about the same little girl,
yeah,
who was sighted with a man at like a hotel or something.
Yeah,
and okay.
Even with that case, I tell people when the police department is speaking about we're doing search parties, that's not good at all, right? But ever since she's been missing, I researched her story, had her family in, and started my missing and murder platform based around her story. Inside, it makes me feel a certain type of way because where is this little girl?
Yes.
and he killed his wife, supposedly committed suicide, but still no signs of Alicia Rudd. And with me, in my head, I've heard a lot of crazy. I'm not gonna say crazy. Everybody has their own opinion, but I'm saying to myself, for him to kill his wife and kill himself, what did he do with Alicia Rudd? I don't believe that he just gave her away or just left her because she would have been back by now. You know, so and then people say, well, no, he put her into trafficking. No, he sent her somewhere. No, he gave her to someone else. But even in a case like that, why would you kill your wife? Because I believe she was going to go through authorities because more was going on with this little girl and him. And then for you to kill yourself, which was a coward move. You were that wrapped up into an 8-year-old. You felt that guilty, that cowardly inside. I gotta kill myself because he would have went to jail forever. Trust me. But
yeah,
it and I see these flyers and it just does something to me because I'm like, where could this person be? I know a lot of older people with dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that. When we talk about our elders, it's still sad we have to bring them home, but more so with them, you like, I know sometimes they may wander off, they don't take their medicine, they may get lost. You have elders that drive that get lost and things like that. But to me, I started this platform because I said that we don't get any if any news media in the Black community for missing people. Now, is that all over? Because I'm here based in the DMV. So what about where you are located? I know you told me you can't give your location, but what about in your location, the stories you have researched? How is the media coverage within those other places across the globe?
In terms of Black and brown people in the urban area that I'm in.
Black and brown.
Yeah, if you want, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying as far as the media attention that stories make. I'm gonna tell you here, unless we do it or spoke out on Focus Radio, it's gotten better. But you seeing that missing person flyer maybe one time. And I try to get people to gather. Let's pass out some flyers. Let's be our own media. But we just people they take it for granted until it happens to their family or someone that they knows. Oh, how can that person go missing? It happens.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Have you seen a lot of media coverage?
Well, the coverage it happens, but it does not extend out into mainstream media. Not that Black and brown people don't get. The police may issue out a flyer, then they'll get some local coverage, meaning like the first week that they're missing, but there isn't any follow-up. And so that's consistent across the board. There's no one like following up week by week until there's some sort of resolution to this conflict, following up on updates and gathering additional information. That's just not happening consistently with people of color. It's just not happening. No matter where you are, from what I've noticed in America.
But let me ask, why is it like that? Now I may be taking this a little bit somewhere else, right? On the curveball, but why is it like that with us? I don't understand. I mean, I just like the Emma bomb story, right? I mean, every day you're getting details and more write-ups, right? From all over, more information, more family, more friends that come forward on a consistent basis. What's the difference with us? Do they look at us like we don't care about our own people? So we don't need the coverage?
There's a disconnection there. I'm actually reporting on Emma Baum's disappearance. And I can report on Emma Baum's disappearance and report on her. When I say I have the same passion, I have that same passion for her as if I grew up with her, but I never knew her. Absolutely. In terms of really being passionate about Emma Baum, who is white with blonde hair. I don't know her from a hole in the wall, as I would say, to the case that I've been reporting on for more than 3 months, which is Janiyah McMichael Rogers, because I feel a connection, the same connection I feel for Janiyah. It resonates into Emma. It resonates into an Asian person. I have had, I would say, very versatile in experiences that I've had, people that I've lived with, just a lot of experiences. And so I can see a person and embrace them and love on them and give them the same treatment that I would give someone that looks like me. Does that make sense? But what happens with a lot of media, media that is per se, I would say, dominated by Caucasians or et cetera, et cetera. There's a disconnect. They don't necessarily, at least this is my opinion, automatically feel that connection. It's the feeling of I feel connected to this person. And so that's why you see all of this emotion, you'll even see tears, you'll see all of this with Emma per se, when it's individuals amongst her own peers. I'm just breaking this down the way it is, because they have maybe more experiences of this is what the individual who look like me that I've grown up with, that I've gone to lunch with, that I've shared experiences with, and I don't feel that same connection with other folk that look like me. So that's why you see so much more passion, so much more. And so I won't blame, as they would say, white America about caring about white America. All I can do as being an African American is do my very best to hope that more people who look like me will put forth that same passion and give that same energy, and we do what we can do to build up our platforms. So we're reaching millions of people, if that makes sense, when we speak. So yeah, I don't know how to control what other people do. As Tupac said, I can only control what I do at the end of the day.
Yeah, I have interviewed police officers, chiefs, captains, and I always bring each interviewee into my world. And the question I've asked them, I said, well, what's the problem with finding missing people, with having more organizations, with having part of the police department that we're paying taxes for, billions of dollars, to have a department dedicated to just finding missing people. Once you get these flyers, their job will be to knock on doors. Their job will be to ride around, have people walking, looking for these people. And what they tell me here at the DMV, I don't know about everywhere else, but they say, we don't have the funding. We don't have the money. You don't have the money to find missing people. And then we find them, and some of them, we find them in unfortunate situations, which is sad. So that's another reason I started this, to keep this in people's face, to keep this on their mind. Like, keep talking about it, keep talking about it, keep talking about it. And I think more so in our community, that's what we have to do. These are the conversations we should be having. Like, man, what about Lil Bianca? She been gone for 6 months. Anybody looking for her? But we don't have these conversations. So that's why I commend you for doing what you're doing. And it's not primarily, like you say, black and brown. It's all over. Like you just spoke about, Emma, just because you're passionate for missing people. So I do believe that we just need to be more passionate about people, period. Like you said. And before we get out of here, I just want to, if you have any information you can give to the people, how they can reach you, if they have any questions, they may want to speak with you in reference to a person going missing, and on a personal level. I know some people, I know what the police people always say, when you make a missing persons report, give every detail about that person, whether it be alcoholism, prostitution, drugs, whatever it may be, so we can know the character of this person and match the characters with this person, as far as, and even in the physical sense, on how they look, the last picture they took, any recent photos, anything that may be distinctive what they're wearing, anything like that. But you may have people that want to reach out to you on a personal level. This is what you do, right?
Absolutely. So if you like to reach out to Missing Lost in Traffic, just know that we're reporting on missing persons nearly 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that would be about maybe 6 hours out of the day that we're not posted on missing, lost, and trafficked individuals. You can certainly send a message via Messenger through Facebook. If you like to reach out, you can reach out on Instagram. We do have a WhatsApp. I don't advertise it as much due to people trolling, but there is a Google voice number that is connected to both media pages. There's a second one, Lure, Lost, and Unsolved. You can send an email to missing, lost, and trafficked at gmail.com. So there are multiple ways that you can reach out. No fees are charged. No fees are expected for us to do what we do. There's a private investigator licensed in multiple states that actually works with missing, lost, and traffic, not on every single case, but some of the cases that require us to report on I would say, extend our coverage over the course of weeks or months, then that person will jump in. The community helps as well. So, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for gracing the stage of Focus Radio. Before we get out of here, one thing you would like to see, as far as us trying to locate missing people, what would you like to see more of in the community and media and police? What idea would you have to say, this could be a great assistance to people like us as far as helping with missing people, advocates and activism with missing people? What would you like to see as far as what could be done?
I think we need to push for laws, legislation, and that's very tedious.
Yeah.
So there should be meetings held with your state representatives and your state House representatives, your state Senate representatives. A lot of people don't know this, but you can sign up. You can reach out to your representative and you can speak to the public. They have opportunities for the public to speak regarding what needs to be done legislative wise, so there is an immediate response or more immediate response from local police departments when someone goes missing. So for instance, if a 13-year-old has been missing for more than 72 hours and possibly electronics have been cut off, there could be signs of foul play. It should be law that automatically we use thermal imaging. That can be used. It's used in certain circumstances, not just for autistic children. It should be law automatically that the drones are brought out in key areas. It should be law that automatically there should be a process of what happens without any negotiation automatically, such as phones being pinged, such as requests being made to Facebook, Snapchat, etc. for information on the accounts of said individuals. It should not be a pick and choose. They get to pick and choose what case they're going to use every resource available, every type of search warrant process available to them that in order to find a missing person, and what cases they're just going to throw in the trash or put in the back of their file cabinet. It should not be a choice. And now we're seeing more and more that this has become kind of like a choice. They're choosing to law enforcement to be really, on top of things and reactive when it's certain individuals, and they're choosing to kind of turn a blind eye when it's other individuals involved. That's what I would like to see. We have to advocate. We have to protest more, just like the George Floyd movement. I think part of the reason why part of the reason why we saw justice had is because of those really intense protests. I do believe that they woke America up and people abroad. So we need to see people become passionate, pour out in the streets. If you do that every time you're outraged by getting a lack of media coverage, if you surround those media organizations, those news stations with your signs. You got to be consistent. You go down to the police station and you give them that same energy we gave to the George Floyd movement and other movements before, civil rights movements. If you give it that energy, what you give out is what you're going to eventually get. But you have to give it that kind of energy. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Pebbles, I definitely want to thank you, man, for taking time out of your busy schedule to grace the stage, man, of Focus Radio. And gave us some games, just kept us focused in reference to the missing persons community. And definitely want to keep in touch and definitely want to bring you back and just keep doing what you do, sister. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Do the same. Bye-bye. Yo, y'all already know what it is, man. Pebbles, man, missing, lost, and traffic. Look her page up, man. She's doing a lot of great stuff, and she ain't lying, man. She stays busy. The phone, bling, 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 all night, all day, man. Missing people, seriously, all over the globe. I want to thank y'all, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, Miss Debbie, you already know what it is. Vera, what's happening? Julie, man, what's happening? Hey, man, this me and Julie, we go way back. Chi, what's up, baby? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. KJ, Kenneth, you already know what it is. Hey, Big Cuz, Karam, you already know. Hey, y'all. GG, what's happening? Y'all already know what it is, y'all. We focus. We out. Peace.
You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean.